Hello and welcome to part 4, I think, of the extended demo of the Divine Speaker. Been going for a while. We've just reached a new city. Our boys' minds have been blown. Outside, it was already pitch black. But fortunately, the lights from around the city helped to guide our way. Trees began to thin out into small fields of rice and wheat before finally we reached the entrance to the town. The town buzzed with activity. The inhabitants moved around, doors opened and closed, people chatted excitedly, and kids ran around through the streets.
I can't believe this is real. And we're actually standing here.
I did try to tell you.
Fawn's having none of it.
I know. Sorry, Fawn, for doubting you. In my mind, a place like this just couldn't exist. Yet here we are. Sorry, I must look really dumb to you.
It's okay, I understand.
Fuyuure's just standing there with his mouth hanging open.
How could the two of you believe me when you've always been told the opposite?
It pains me to admit it, but even I feel a little bad.
Just a little?
Let's look at this positively. From here on out, we have so much to learn and experience. Doesn't that sound fun? I just wish we could show this to the people back at home.
You never know. Maybe one day, you'll get to go back and tell them.
With all of my heart, I want to believe that one day I can show this sight to them. To the matron, to Mia, and Tobias, to everyone. It might be an unreasonable wish, but I'll still wish for it. One day, I'll be able to show them.
Definitely, someday.
Alright, let's not waste any more time. I don't know about the two of you, but I'm not spending another night sleeping on the ground. I'd appreciate a bed.
Even in Fawn's house, the bed was only thrown together. What I'd give to sleep in a proper bed tonight.
Sounds good to me.
I guess we can just walk through the main streets then?
Do we need to hide? Will they question us?
I don't think so. We should be able to enter and leave freely.
Really? Wow.
We slowly walked through the outskirts of the town. No one stood watch though, just like Fawn said. They really can come and go as they please. Does that mean Aurelia has guards at every outpost? They can look out on the ocean and decide to visit it. They can look far into the distance and just go. I envy them. Well, you don't have to. You can do that too now. My arm ached as we walked between the buildings. The dull throbbing went from my wrist all the way to my shoulder. I massaged it with the other hand, but it didn't help.
Is your arm bothering you?
The two of them watched me closely while we walked between the rows of houses.
Oh, no. It aches a little, but I'm sure it'll pass soon. It's not a big deal.
All right. But tell us if you can't deal with it, okay?
Yeah.
Oi, look.
Not far from us, we saw the first of the townspeople. Instinctively, my body tensed up, and I wanted to hide. What will she do? She wouldn't call the guards because of a group of messy, unknown guys walking around in the middle of the night, right? We all watched over her closely in anticipation. She gave us a gentle smile as she walked past, and kept on her way. That was it.
She seemed rather friendly.
She did. I've heard that the people here are friendly, but...
But?
What? By your little friends?
No, I mean... Yeah... They told me. Even if people seem friendly, it doesn't mean they really are. It looks like it should be a safe place to spend the night, though.
Fine. Did your friends also happen to mention a place where we'd be able to rest, Mouse Boy?
Oh no, they didn't. Sorry.
It's fine. You shouldn't be expected to know everything. We can just take a look around together. Right, Leos?
I glared in his direction. Hopefully he can read the "shut up" look in my eyes.
Whatever you say.
Alright, it's settled then. Task 1, we find a place to stay. And Task 2, we find someone to look at your injuries. Okay?
Yes, sir.
If only you were always so compliant. I like this, Leos.
We walked further through the town, more confidently than before. People bustled around, busy with their own lives. They didn't pay any attention to us whatsoever.
The buildings all look so strange.
I was thinking that too.
What do you mean?
At home, the buildings look nothing like this. It's amazing.
Really?
I looked around. Yeah, it was different to home. Completely different. Even the atmosphere wasn't the same. We kept walking, slowly passing other people who paid no attention to us. No one called out to us or asked what we were doing there.
They're not even noticing us.
They looked so similar to the people from home, yet so different. Different hairstyles, different clothes, faces that seemed almost familiar but slightly off. It's so strange. I glanced at Fawn, who was following slightly behind me, with his eyes cast down towards the ground.
Fawn?
Huh?
His eyes flicked up from the ground immediately.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. I'm just a little tired.
We agree on something. For once.
Well, I know I said it pretty easily, but where exactly are we going to stay?
Wait here.
Before I could object or question him, Leos was off. He wove between the buildings and was out of sight instantly. I should wait here with Fawn. Maybe I'll try to catch up to him. The friendly option would be to stay here with Fawn. He's clearly distressed. But we're gonna go chase Leos.
Sorry, Fawn. I'll try to catch him. Wait here.
Wait, don't leave me!
Poor Fawn. Oh, I feel so bad for him all the time. I took off after Leos. In the dark, it was hard to find my way around, with little light to guide me. Fawn will be okay for a minute by himself, right? But am I even okay here by myself? No one was around, not even Leos. Which way did he go?
Wow, your hair is so smooth. What do you use?
And your outfit is so sexy. Where are you from?
Are you here alone?
I follow the shrill voices and come out at a small market area, bustling with people. In the center of the people was Leos, his bright red hair poking out above the rest. They got him.
Leos?
Gods, please save me.
Please save me. I tried to push my way through the crowd, but they wouldn't budge. Instead, I had to stand on my tiptoes to get Leos' attention.
What's going on?
I just asked someone if they knew where we could stay the night. And more people came. Until I had a crowd. I don't know what they want.
I don't know what they want. The ladies around him were touching his hair and pulling him around.
I see.
Who is this?
Him. We travel together. We're companions.
That's so cute.
Anyway, did you find somewhere for us to stay, at least?
Oh, you have to stay at our local inn. It's the best in town.
How many inns does your town have?
Just the one.
Just the one.
Right.
The girls took no notice of me. Instead, buzzing around and annoying Leos, they poked and prodded, touched his hair, and wouldn't leave him alone. I could tell he was starting to get a little annoyed. Even I don't want all these random people touching him. Oh, really? Really now? It's probably best if I do something before he does.
Could we please?
Maybe you should just stay at my place tonight. I'll make sure to keep you warm.
Wait,
Alright then.
we all need to stay together.
No, stay at mine.
You can't stay at her house.
Could you please listen?
Of course you'd invite a strange man to the house for the night. You can't trust her. She's...
Can you please be quiet for a minute?
One of those voices I expect to be just like Lady in Red. Like kind of revealing red gown, long red nail polish, the kind of cigarette in the the long holder, whatever that's called. That's just all I've got in my head right now for that voice. I pushed my way back through the crowd and stood between the girls and Leos. Ooh, proud defender! You still strong. If I have to be blunt with them, so be it.
Have I finally got your attention?
He looks so cranky, look at him.
There's 3 of us. We all need a place to stay tonight. So, unless you're putting us all up, then don't bother.
Oh.
Look at Leos. Ooh! I quickly grabbed Leos by the arm and pulled him close. He's been oddly quiet this whole time. Now that I think about it, that's unlike him. Well, an assassin who's just surrounded by people. That's like a ninja you can see. Usually he can't keep his mouth shut.
Wait a second. Are the 2 of you...
Oh my. Of course they are.
What are you talking about?
Fangirl eyes bulge. They shuffled around, exchanging glances that I couldn't decipher.
The 2 of you, are you seeing each other?
What?
They can see each other very well, thank you. Their eyesight is fine.
they must be dating.
Huh?
I love just the confused noises. Huh? At our confused faces, one of the ladies suddenly spoke up.
Are you 2 sleeping together?
Sleeping together? I mean, we did last night, I guess. We didn't have much choice.
Not much choice.
Oh my god.
Wait, the audacity to ask if someone's sleeping with each other, though. I am so confused right now. It's okay, baby boy. We know.
Wait!
Fawn came rushing over, red in the face.
Oh, did you follow me?
I didn't want to stay there by myself.
He had a sad face. maybe leaving him there wasn't a nice thing to do.
Anyway, please don't misunderstand. We're all just friends. These two are just a little,
Stupid?
a little confused after a long couple of days traveling.
Oh, really?
They all muttered to each other. Whispers of, "He's still available then?" passing between them. Vaughn was staring at the ground, muttering under his breath. All of his confidence from only a moment ago was gone by the looks of it. He did well to speak to such a large to speak to such a large group already.
Oh, what he means to say is yes. He's still available.
Pimping Leos out to get a room. Wow, Raen, ruthless. I turned away from Leos and put my mouth close to Fawn's ear.
What do they mean by available?
They mean they want to. I'll explain it to you later, okay?
Sure.
What a day. This is only making it worse. I don't have the energy to deal with them.
Please, can you show us to the inn? We're exhausted.
They all looked towards Leos for some kind of confirmation, and only acknowledged what I said once he nodded at them.
Of course. Follow us.
I grabbed Leos by the wrist and pulled him along with me.
Are you okay?
Who do you think I am? Look, I don't need you to look after me.
Wow.
I'm fine, thanks. I just don't know how to deal with them.
It's alright. I'm sure they mean well.
Oh, no, they definitely don't mean well.
You think they mean to be annoying, too?
Let's just follow them for now. If it doesn't look right, we'll leave and head back to the forest for the night.
Perfect. Just wonderful.
The walk towards the apparent best inn in town wasn't very long. The area was mostly quiet, and we only passed by a few people. We probably wouldn't have found our way here without Leos's fans. I guess I should be thankful. There were only a few people gathered around the entrance of the small building, chatting and laughing, but the inn wasn't much to look at. A young lady stood by the door, smoking some kind of pipe. A man with dark green hair sat at one of the outside tables, playing with a bird. When I peeked through the window, the inside was pretty much devoid of life.
The Sleeping Ostrich Inn.
Wow. Your little forest friends taught you how to read, too?
He's
I
so
already know how to
mean.
read.
Please, just be nice.
When am I not?
Do you really want me to answer that? Let's just go in.
Rather than stay.
I mean, nice for Leos could mean I didn't kill you. The crowd of girls that brought us here shuffled us through the doorway. The inside of the inn was a little run down with creaky floors and an old bar, but after the places we'd been sleeping lately, it looked like heaven. Sets of tables were scattered around the room, and a few stools stood by the door, by the bar, rather. Only a couple of people were sat around, drinking alone. The atmosphere was pretty dull. The bartender looked up when we entered, his eyes wide at the sight of around 15 people suddenly bursting through the door. Leos's crowd sat him down at a table and surrounded him in an instant, chatting to him non-stop. Oh, I bet he was loving it. Sorry, Leos. You are a worthy sacrifice.
I guess I'll go talk to the bartender.
I'll come too.
Even I felt awkward around that big group, so I couldn't blame Fawn for wanting to come with me instead. By the time we reached the bar, a couple of the girls had already bought a round of drinks and brought them back to the table.
What a crowd. Where did you find them all?
Is he talking to me?
All of them? You mean the girls?
Of course I mean the girls. I couldn't pay them to stop by here any other night. They like to complain about the place being dirty or something. Nonsense. You couldn't find a place cleaner than this.
I eyed up the thick layer of dust that covered the bar. Sure.
My friend, well, one of my companions met them when we entered town. We asked them if they knew anywhere we could stay the night, and they directed us here. Actually, it's more like they pulled us all the way here, to be honest.
That companion?
He pointed out Leos, surrounded by women and looking uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's him.
I'm not surprised. They'd do anything for a man as handsome as him. What it's like to be young.
He sighed wistfully.
If you're looking for a place to stay, then you're in luck. How many of you?
Just the three of us. I hope.
3 rooms then? That'll set you back 30 plumes each. We're the cheapest in town, but the best, of course.
The only in town, aren't you?
Plumes? You don't take marks?
We both looked at each other in confusion.
The currency here might be different from the one we're used to.
Different? I can't think of a single town in the region that uses anything else.
I see. There's no way we could work out some kind of agreement? We've been traveling for days.
Well, you have brought in a pretty big crowd, I'll give you that.
Abruptly, he stopped speaking and cast his eyes to the far side of the room. In the corner was a small stage, worn from use but covered in cobwebs. I guess it hasn't been used in a while.
I'll tell you what, if you can entertain them enough to stay for the evening and put on a bit of a show, you guys can have some of the cheap rooms. We got a deal?
Entertain them? How?
We've got some old music equipment in the storeroom out back.
Music? Now really isn't the time to be picky, but how can I tell him that I'm not even slightly musically inclined? No choice, I suppose. We'll just run with this.
Thank you so much. We really didn't want to have to leave tonight.
Wait, Raen!
Perfect! I'll go get some instruments then.
What are you thinking? There's no way we can do it.
Do you have any other ideas?
He looked away and thought.
This is our best bet.
I walked back over to Leos and gave him a little tap on the shoulder.
What?
Well, good news. We can stay here tonight.
Whoa. You aren't entirely useless after all.
Bad news. We have to put on some kind of musical show and keep these girls happy.
Look, I take it back. I have never met a person as useless as you. Do I look like some kind of flute player? Huh? Some kind of prancing harp or lute musician? Is that what you think I look like?
A little, honestly.
Leos the Bard.
Shut it.
Sorry, but honestly, it's here or the streets, and I'd much rather be here.
I don't think I can.
I'm back. Take your pick.
He laid out a variety of he laid out a variety of instruments on the bar top, just waiting to be picked. Lutes, trumpets, pan flutes, and so many others I didn't know the names of.
Oh, I think I could play this.
I picked up the simplest looking one out of the lot. I've never been very musically talented, so even this might be a stretch for me.
A triangle? Really?
It's Raen all over. It's definitely his musical
Let's see what you
instrument.
pick then.
He timidly plucked the strings of a lute.
Oh, what's this? Is this some kind of dancing, prancing lute player that I see?
Shut up. I played a little when I was younger, all right?
Oh, look at his pride. He's so embarrassed.
Sure. If you say so.
Oh. I got distracted looking at Leos. Fawn stood behind me, looking over the assortment laid out in front of us. Is it getting hot in here? I pulled at the clothes around my neck, but it didn't help. Maybe I'm just feeling a little nervous. I rolled my sleeves up to my elbow to try and cool down a bit.
I really can't. I've never played any of these. Maybe I'll go stay somewhere else and meet you back here in the morning.
Wait! I'm sure there's something you can do.
I'm not sure.
Hey, what about singing? Surely you spend some time singing to your pets?
I couldn't. They'll laugh at me. And they weren't my pets.
Of course they won't. I bet they won't even take any notice of us. They're all too busy entertaining themselves. They probably won't even listen to you singing. They'll be watching Leos instead.
Well,
Straight under the bus.
I guess I could give it a try. But
What's wrong? We'll be up there with you.
what can I even sing about?
You can pick. How about you sing about me? Wow. Sing a song about me. Let him come up with something.
I'm not sure. Do you have any ideas?
Well, if it's okay, could I sing about you?
Me?
He's going to anyway.
Yeah.
Of course, that's okay.
Hopefully I can do you justice.
Don't stress about it. Let's try to have some fun.
This is ridiculous.
Well, I guess so.
You won't be alone up there. We'll both be right next to you.
All right. But is it really okay to sing about you?
I don't mind.
I leant in closer to his ear and ignored the strange look Leos was giving me.
Maybe leave out the whole, arm thing, though.
Okay. I just don't want you to be uncomfortable.
Are you two done? Let's get this over with.
Good luck.
Grouchy. The crowd didn't take much notice of us setting ourselves up on stage. They chatted between themselves, drinking and laughing. What, they haven't noticed Leos has escaped? Leos plucked a few strings, content with the tune. I guess all I have to do is hit my triangle? Pretty easy, really. Ding! I hit it a few times. Yep, it's definitely a triangle. Fawn was staring at the wooden floor. He might need a little push.
Ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Fawn?
I feel you, Fawn. Singing is scary.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
He cleared his throat a few times and gave a little nod. The bartender leant against the bar, watching us as Leos began strumming his lute. Hey, he's actually not that bad. I gave him a smile before whispering to him yet again.
You can do it.
Pardon me? Look at Raen in his sticky little triangle! He looks so happy!
I stand behind these walls, waiting for them to fall. I will pave a way beyond the gray.
What?
I'll run away, journey beyond the fog.
He's actually really good. His soft, melancholic voice reached out towards the audience and captivated them. Only a moment ago they were loudly cheering for Leos, but now they watched Fawn in silence. They all listened, mesmerized. Leos played a soft tune on his lute, perfectly complementing Fawn's voice. I would love to hear this song actually done on lute, like a bard song, like they're actually performing it here. That would be really cool.
Okay, stop biting my ear. We can go in.
And now is where the shrieking begins. The doors opened and passers-by joined the crowd, captivated by Fawn's angelic voice.
My destiny, I can hear it calling. I'll write my own story.
You're right. He's pretty good.
Whoops! I guess I should hit my triangle a few times as well. Not that anyone would notice either way. With Fawn singing and Leos' lute playing, nothing else is needed. Fawn stood in the center of the stage, eyes closed, singing. All of his previous nerves were gone.
A galaxy where I'm free to be me.
And silence. The song ended and the growing crowd roared and clapped. Leos left the stage quickly afterwards. Well, it was more like he was dragged off by the ladies. Fawn remained still, eyes closed for a moment before he looked at me.
Wow, that was about me?
This is a really clever use of the song though, like the main theme brought into the game by the characters themselves is really good. I could feel my heart beating faster and faster in my chest. Why? Have the nerves from performing finally caught up with me? Is it because of Fawn's beautiful song?
That was beautiful. You did great.
Really?
Really? Did you just make that up on the spot?
Yeah.
He looked away from me and played with his pale hair. The way it framed his small face and the sound of his soft voice, it really makes him look angelic. The thumping continues in my chest as we left the stage to join Leos. During the song, the bar had filled up even more. Now every table was taken and people chatted cheerfully.
That was amazing! I should hire you guys permanently. Just look at all the people you brought in. I've never seen so many.
Thank you. It's all thanks to these two, though.
As promised, I'll go get the rooms ready for you.
He left quickly, though, through the back door again, leaving me with Fawn, Leos, and the newly formed crowd of people. Most of them were too busy to pay attention to us, so we got a small table in the corner and waited for the bartender to get back.
Well, that was fun.
If ridiculously embarrassing means fun to you, then sure. How did I end up here? Stuck with the two of you. Doing this? Who did I offend to deserve this kind of fate?
Tortured soul Leos. I love him so much. He rested his face in his hands, sighing.
Well, it's better than being stuck in the forest alone, right?
I'm not so sure.
He sounds so
I
pouty.
thought it was kind of fun.
See, someone's positive. Plus, we'll finally have somewhere to sleep tonight.
Well. That wasn't a bad performance.
Look at him.
Of course, I can tell you're new to it, but the raw sex appeal of Red in the back made it well worth watching.
What now?
What now? As the three of us sat around the table, someone approached from the crowd. A tall man with long green hair tied back into a ponytail. On his shoulder sat a small blue bird looking around playfully. Oh, look at him, he's so pretty! He flashed a fang with a wide grin.
Sorry, I tend not to listen to people who are talking out of their asses. What do you want?
Oh, someone's a little irritable. Tall and broody. I can imagine you're pretty popular, even if some of your notes were out of tune. Well, at least you tried your best.
Oh,
Excuse me?
chaotic. Oh, no. The way he just pulls the chair along, it's so obnoxious. The man pulled over a chair, making sure to drag it over the ground and make as much noise as possible. He's such a gremlin. An actual gremlin. Gently, the bird hopped on his finger and he set it down on the table. Oh no! he looks so happy. Fawn's eyes instantly lit up.
Don't even start. You don't have to be dripping at the mouth at every single animal you see.
This should have the little sparks going between it. And look at the way he's sitting on that chair. Excuse me, sir, that is not how you sit in a chair.
Dripping? I don't want to eat it.
Why else would you be keeping so many animals?
I think you...
Sorry, he's not up for grabs.
Back to the bird. The small blue bird bounced around in front of Fawn, fluttering around and tweeting.
This isn't a zoo, you know. Keep your pets somewhere else.
They let you in, didn't they? I would have thought they'd tell Cabbage Patch and Kaleidoscope over there to keep you tied up outside. But here you are.
Cabbage Patch?
Kaleidoscope?
Seems I'm not the only one with a bird in here. What well-trained parrots you have.
He's so rude. Leo's expression became more annoyed by the second. I could almost hear a crackling in the air as he stared down the carefree-looking man.
Look, can we help you?
All right. I'm just here to congratulate you on a performance well done. What's a man got to do to show he enjoyed something?
Not what you're doing, apparently. It's all right, Leos. Just leave it.
Down dog.
I love that he even frustrates Raen. Leos' fingers flicked towards his dagger, playing with the handles. I kicked him under the table quite quickly.
Ouch!
Is that all, then? Thank you for the compliments. But we're tired from traveling, and well, he's easy to annoy.
Traveling? And where would such an interesting group be traveling from?
Leos and I come from a
From none of your business.
Here, have my life story. From my secret place. Aw, look at him, little baby bird. That bird is a blue wren, which is native to Tasmania, Australia. They're one of my absolute favourite birds. They're so cute. The males, anyway. The females are just kind of grey and small and kind of ugly. The boys are a brilliant blue, and they have harems. So they'll have like half a dozen females to every male. The little bird hopped around in front of me before flying up to land on the top of my head. Fawn looks so disappointed, like, come back, birdie!
Can't say I've been to none of your business before. How's the weather?
God. He still joked around, but his face suddenly looked serious. Is he staring at me? No, he's staring at the bird on my head. Under his steely-eyed gaze, I felt my body freeze up.
I'll be honest. I couldn't help but be curious about such a strange assortment of people. Stagwitch has a lot of visitors, but not many of them look like the three of you.
We're just travelers. Sorry we don't look like everyone else.
He looked between the three of us before his eyes landed once again on the bird sitting on my head.
Does your bird have a name?
His name is Varys.
Varys! A bird that a strange green-haired man carries around. He's pretty cute. Fawn raised his hand to Varys, but the bird flew away before he could touch him. He landed back in front of the green-haired man and pecked at the table in intervals before hopping onto his head.
And your name?
What do you think my name is?
What kind of an answer is
How
that?
should we know?
No clue.
You look like a fox, so...
Got it in one. Good job, Bluey.
Fox! Okay then. You look like a fox. He's foxy. He stood from his chair and turned to leave. With a turn of his head and a wink, he looked back at Leos.
Looks like it's time for me to take my leave. See you later, Leos.
Oh, I love the way you said his name. God, I ship those two so hard. His eyes lingered on Leos for a moment, and an indescribable look passed over his face.
Oh, you can have this back. Interesting currency you have there, but not much use to us.
He threw a worn envelope on the table and the contents tumbled out. A few paper notes and a handwritten letter.
Hey, how did
You
you...
robbed Raen!
Night!
In the end, what did he actually want?
Who knows?
To be annoying, obviously. He might have been acting like that, but he had more than one weapon hidden in his clothes.
Where? What kind? I want to know what kind of weapons he has. What kind of weapons can he hide in clothing like that? Where are they? All three of us slumped back in our chairs now that he was gone. It's been one thing after another today.
First all that walking, getting into a fight, performing at a bar, and being harassed by some weird green-haired guy with a pet bird.
Weird green-haired guy. If I thought Leos was probably the most annoying person I'd ever met, we met a green-haired man at the tavern in Stagwich. He carried a bird named Ferris on his shoulder, but he didn't give a name. He proceeded to anchor Leos in only a few words. A new record? Rob me and leave, all in a short amount of time. He's definitely suspicious.
I think I could use that bed now.
Speaking of earlier. Oi, mouse boy.
What?
That, wasn't a bad punch you threw back there.
Back there?
You did a good job of breaking that guy's nose, but your form is poor.
Backhanded compliment.
You gotta hold your fist like this.
Leos pulled Fawn's hand and positioned it into a fist. He acts like he doesn't care. And he does things like this.
You're actually a nice guy, aren't you?
Training montage.
What?
He instantly dropped Fawn's hand onto the table.
I couldn't care less about you two.
Sure. You did a good job of protecting us back there, though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The inn was starting to get rowdy, with yelling, singing, and cheering. Which reminds me.
Oh, now that we're finally alone, what did those girls want?
I have no clue, but thank the gods they're finally leaving me alone.
Don't do that.
I tried to explain it to you before, but I think you'll be more likely to believe me now.
Go ahead.
So, you said that in Aurelia Cavella, you don't decide who you want to be with. You're just matched up, right? Well, everywhere else... How do I explain this? Everywhere else, people decide for themselves who they want to be together with.
But how did they know who to be with? How would you be able to pick?
Love. Most of the time anyway. You'll get a funny feeling in your chest, your heart will beat faster, and you'll know that you want to spend your life with that person. And you might get married and have kids.
I don't think I understand it. How will you know if what you're feeling is... love?
I guess you just know when it happens. Sometimes it's exciting. Sometimes it's comfortable. Love can feel different for different people.
That doesn't explain what those girls wanted.
You. They wanted you, grouchy redhead. 'Cause you're hot.
I guess they liked you.
liked me?
Like, they wanted to be with you. Maybe they thought you were good looking. I mean, you're tall, have a nice face, abs.
This would be an interesting combination. I really like them as friends, though. Like, he's like a baby brother.
That's all it takes to get people to like you out here?
Yes, it is indeed.
Yeah, some people might want to skip the love and marriage and go straight to
Two.
other things.
To lewd things.
Don't stop at the interesting part.
You've got Leos.
You know.
No, they really don't.
S-
We both leaned in closer to hear Fawn's quiet words.
I'm back.
Surprise!
Whoa, getting straight, guys. So there might be a slight problem.
Of course. What now?
Well, since you brought in so many customers, we only have a single room left.
Just one room?
How many pets are there?
Sadly, just one. Although...
He looked us all up and down, his eyes lingering on Fawn for a moment.
You're all pretty slim, so I'm sure you could fit. Sorry, boys, you're just too popular. I should keep you around.
Are you sure that there aren't any other rooms available?
Leos eyed the man suspiciously.
You planned this from the start, didn't you?
Guys, calm down. If he says we can all fit, then it should be fine. Alright?
Leos took a step back and sighed.
If it means that I sleep in an actual bed, so be it.
That's, I mean...
Defeated, Fawn stopped arguing as well.
Okay.
Come on, I'll show you guys upstairs.
That'd be great. Thanks.
We followed him up a set of wooden stairs and down a narrow corridor. One of these doors must lead to the room he prepared for us.
You'll find the room cozy. You should be
Cozy.
comfortable for the night. This one is yours.
He pointed towards a door at the end of the corridor.
If you need to stay any longer, come down and have a chat with me in the morning. You've done me a huge favor by bringing in that crowd. So thanks again.
It's no problem, really. We should be thanking you.
If you need anything, I'll be downstairs.
The men took off down the stairs, back towards the bar.
Well, should we check it out?
Leos pushed open the door and we all examined where we'd be spending the night. The room was definitely cozy. It was small, with a double bed and a few chairs strewn about.
It's
Where's
a
my
little
chest?
squishy, but it's clean and safe.
I guess we really don't have anything to complain about.
Outside the window, everything was slowly dying down. Lanterns were going out, and everyone was tucking themselves away in bed.
It's so strange.
What?
We're so far from home, yet so many things stay the same. The lights slowly dimming to the sound of a far-off owl, the people downstairs chatting happily. It's all so familiar, but so different.
I closed my eyes and listened to the sound of the ocean.
Try not to get too deep there, or you'll find yourself in a big hole.
Sorry, I must be tired. Let's head to bed.
How are we going to do this?
I'll take the left side.
You sound so put out. Leos began unbuckling bags and removing pieces of clothing on one side of the bed. Horn stood by the right side, awkwardly fiddling with his clothing.
What's wrong?
I don't know what I should sleep in.
Just your underwear, I guess.
Okay.
Uh,
Stop watching.
Sorry.
I turned around to face Leos instead. He'd already taken off most of his clothes. Has he?
Wow, you're really fit, aren't you?
You couldn't tell just by looking at his abs, but also what a reaction. He smirked at me, obviously proud of himself.
Unlike some. You want to feel?
Wow. Can I really?
And that's what those girls wanted. Fawn whipped around with a look of horror on his face.
What are you two doing?
With my hands on Leos's chest, I turned back to Fawn.
Leo said I could feel his muscles?
Jealous? You can too. Maybe one day you'll have a body like this. Who am I kidding? Of course you won't.
No, Can we just go to bed, please?
Leo says the funniest lines. Oh, I love him.
Leo slid into bed facing the wall, his broad shoulders on display. They were a pure fair colour, but littered with scars. Oh, I hate the way colour is spelt. Oh, it's a crime. On the opposite side, Fawn was edging himself into bed, hiding under the covers. Well, I guess the middle spot is mine. Oh, he's all naked again. I quickly stripped down to my underwear and left my clothes folded on the floor.
Coming in! This is kind of fun. Like a sleepover or something. Do you guys have any scary stories?
Fun? Being squished isn't my idea of fun.
Fine, no stories. Good night.
Night.
I closed my eyes. What a day. After a while of rolling back and forth, I still couldn't get to sleep. Maybe one of these two were having the same problem. Roll left, roll right. Who took what side? Roll. Leos took left. Roll left. Yes. Oh, look at him. God, look at him. The artist Fuyuure, she's so good. It's just so pretty. He's got such good muscle definition and form. I quietly rolled towards my left. I could just make out the shape of Leos' shoulders moving slowly up and down. He hadn't moved an inch. He must be pretty exhausted after all. Something about his fair skin, littered with scars, drew me in like a forbidden beauty. He's gonna touch him! It would be very, very hard to resist touching those scars, though. I want to run my fingers down those scars. They would have a cool texture. I love scars. They're so interesting, and they tell such a story. I ran a finger along his spine, following the edges of a scar.
What are you doing?
Whoa! I jolted backwards, removing my hand from his body. I can't think of any good excuses.
I couldn't sleep. Sorry, I'll leave you alone now.
I might start charging people to touch me. I'd be rich from all those women earlier alone.
What?
I clutched my hand back to my chest. Probably best to avoid bumping into him anymore. Bumping into him? You didn't bump into him, you caressed him!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, he looks so soft. Oh, look at all his scars. God, he's so beautiful. Oh, Fuyuure, you were criminally good. He turned over and faced me. Our bodies were much closer than they were before.
Just spit it out.
What?
Whatever you want to say, say it. I'm trying to sleep. You wouldn't want me to lose my beauty sleep, would you?
I don't...
You do.
Well, I wanted to thank you for earlier. You kind of saved my life back there.
Yeah.
I know I joked about it earlier, but I'm serious. Thank you. If you weren't there... Oh, also, you're really good with that thing you use, as well.
That thing you use.
You want my whip?
Yeah. How did you get so good?
I was made to practice. Every day. And not only with my whip, daggers, swords, bows, anything and everything.
I see. Heck, I really didn't see it coming, huh?
Fighting like that isn't my first choice.
What do you mean? Isn't your job to, like, fight people?
No, his job is to kill people. Fighting people would be almost a job failure, I would think.
No. My job is to kill people.
Isn't that the same thing?
Nope.
Killing someone quietly in their sleep is completely different than getting into a fist fight.
Oh.
I see.
I peered into his face and saw a mix of sadness, anger, and worry. He looks so soft. I spent so much time with him already that I kind of forgot he wouldn't think twice about killing someone. He lives in a completely different world to Fawn and I. With that delicate look on his face, I wouldn't have ever guessed his profession.
What's wrong?
Absolutely nothing. I'm just thinking about how much I've enjoyed this trip so far. Wow. I'm so thankful.
I think you're having fun and it's annoying you.
Is that really it?
His eyes met mine for an instant, but shot away.
Just go to sleep.
Okay.
Oh. I watched his face as he closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep. For once, he looked peaceful. The soft look in his face was actually a little endearing. What a zoom in!
Closer.
Oh. Okay.
Jasid Kayam. Followed.
Okay. People back. I opened my sleepy eyes to find an unfamiliar room. What happened yesterday? That's right. That fight. Fawn singing. That weird guy. That weird guy who happens to be Best Boy. I rubbed my head, which ached dully. Another dream. They really aren't as alarming anymore, though. They're just there. I scratched at the black markings that ran up my arm. Still there too, huh? Or at least, I tried to scratch at them. Something heavy was holding down my arm. And my legs. Wait a second. What? Well... Was Fawn always in that direction? But Leo's, look at Leo's, he looks so soft, and look at how his hair is just flowing over the bed. Ugh. Oh, he's so pretty.
Are either of you guys awake?
How did we end up like this? Leos and Fawn were sprawled out over the entire bed, limbs tangled up with mine. The blanket was long gone. Imagine their reactions if they woke up right now.
Hey, you two.
I have to try and remain calm here. It's not funny.
It's too early.
Oh, baby.
Stay away from him.
Oh, okay. They must still be dreaming.
Ugh. Why are you so noisy so early in the morning?
He's even got his hand underneath Rain's thigh.
Huh?
Well, I've done it now.
Good morning.
I gave them a cheerful smile. This is the reaction I was hoping for.
Time to rise and shine, you two.
How? Why is this?
He can't even finish his sentence. Oh dear.
This is obviously an accident. Yes,
It was an accident!
an accident.
Oh. There's something I wasn't expecting. Leos has gone all red in the face as well.
Don't be embarrassed. I don't mind being squished between the two of you.
Oh, don't you now? I bet you don't.
You guys kept me warm and cozy.
Awkward. That was the final straw. Fawn jumped away and searched desperately for the blanket to cover himself up. Leos did similar and grabbed his clothes very quickly. I like that they've all got underwear that matches their color, like their kind of color scheme, as well. Rain is an eggplant boy, so he's got the purple. Leos is red, and I'm pretty sure he had red underwear as well. As the two of them scrambled to get dressed, I sat down and thought about the day ahead of us.
So, today we're going to find Leos a healer to take a look over him and check out the town. Is that okay with the both of you?
Mm-hmm.
He still won't look at me.
Why bother? I feel fine now.
You're still injured. Let's just get them to have a look, just in case.
You know, whatever makes you happy.
Now that we're all dressed, we headed back down the stairs to find the bartender. As we came down the stairs, we were greeted by a delicious smell wafting from behind the bar.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
Oh, boys!
2 out of 3 this time.
Shut
Leos
up.
saw him coming.
You're both too noisy.
He's so grouchy in the morning. Grouchy man gets even grouchier in the morning. Leos put his fingertips to his temples.
Whoops! Didn't mean to scare you.
Really? You do it every single time.
Somehow he'd appeared from behind us and grabbed Fawn and I by the shoulders. Oh, that's terrifying.
Did you
No
guys
wonder
sleep
they
okay?
jumped.
Yeah, we did. Thanks so much for letting us use the room.
Well, actually, I feel a little bad for what I did.
Just a little? I had to sleep pressed up against these two guys and you only feel a little bad?
And, well, because of that, I decided to make you guys a meal.
Do we have to entertain people for this too?
Of course not. On the house. Take a seat and I'll bring it out.
He disappeared back into the kitchen.
Well, that's nice of him.
He could be poisoning us for all you know.
Um,
Did anyone...
don't you think maybe you're trying to see the worst in people?
Did anyone ask you, Fern?
What? That's not my...
Be nice. Let's just take what we can get for now.
That's not my...
We'll have to find a way to get some money if we're going to survive out here.
Not my name.
How do you suppose we do that, huh? Like those guys back in the forest?
No, of course not. We're nothing like them.
You really are nothing but a goody two-shoes, aren't you? You should feel lucky that I didn't find you earlier. You wouldn't even be here.
Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Why are you trying to pick a fight? You...
Breakfast up.
Wow.
Aw, they were expecting him this time. He laid out nearly a dozen plates, piled high with meats, vegetables, and fruits I'd never seen before. Breakfast meats. Nice.
This is amazing. You made all of this?
I work as a chef during the weekend, so this is no big deal. You three did me a favor anyway.
We'll try to find some way to pay you back. I promise.
There's no need, just enjoy the food. That's enough payment for me.
Well, at least sit down and eat with us. There's no way we could finish all of this alone.
He sat down at the table with us and handed out plates.
By the way, what can we call you?
The name's Nikos. I run the place, and my brother usually does the cleaning.
Does he really?
You were in quite the rush last night. Are you new to town?
Yeah, we've been traveling for the past few days. I feel a little bad for taking up one of your rooms, but we really appreciate it.
Nonsense. Did you see that crowd? We wouldn't even get that many customers in a month usually. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to help you guys out.
What's with the inn's name? What's work like here? How's life in Stagwitch? I feel like Raen should learn more about the town. How's life in Stagwitch?
How's life in Stagwitch?
We get a lot of people passing through, even some foreigners. I get to meet a lot of different people.
Living by the ocean must be nice.
It is. Nothing beats waking up to the smell of the ocean. Beautiful views and delicious food is what we're known for. We have the tastiest fish and fruit anywhere.
We all worked on piling our plates with food. I took a little bit of everything, since it all looked so good.
Oh, what's this?
Dragon fruit. I haven't eaten one in years.
Dragon fruit! They are so weird. Fawn looked like he was in heaven. I guess he's been living by himself, eating dried fruits and nuts all the time. Dried fruits? Why would they be dried fruit?
Ooh, and this?
They call it saro. It's a breakfast soup from my mother's country.
What's in it? It's actually not bad.
The
Probably
head, stomach,
Don't
and
want to
food
know
count.
that.
It's great that I can use the parts that I usually throw away.
Are you serious? Put this filth in my mouth and now you tell me?
You never ask what's in it.
You think this is funny? It was in my mouth. My mouth!
I think it's hilarious. You should try new things.
I took a spoonful of the sorrow to my lips and tried it slowly. Despite what it was made of, it was actually pretty tasty.
You disgust me.
I'll try some too. It's so good.
Oh, eggplant.
Hey,
You like it?
don't eat your people, Raen.
It's my favorite. We grew them at the orphanage at home.
I bet you do. I bet you like it.
So now you're an eggplant farmer. Amazing.
Well, eggplant boy! Leo's yawned with a grumpy look in his face. Apparently, even mercenaries can be bad with mornings.
Oh, I actually wanted to ask you something. Do you have a healer somewhere in town?
We do, on the east side of town. It's not far from here.
He looked me up and down.
Are you injured?
Thanks. We just want to get something checked out quickly, then have a look around town.
Well, if you're going sightseeing, we have one of the best beaches this side of Sidkayum.
That sounds nice.
We'll go check it out later then.
By now, the plates were wiped clean. I don't think I've ever eaten such a delicious meal.
The food you have here, it's much tastier than my hometown.
Oh? Where are you from?
Really?
We're
I'm
from an
from-
island to the north of here.
I'm from the mysterious town that no one thinks exists.
Really? Haven't met anyone from out that way before.
Why did you...
He elbowed me again.
Vitus isn't half bad, is it?
Vitus?
Huh? You don't even know the name of the country you're in?
That sounds about right.
Oh. Of course. Yeah, it's nice here.
My mother traveled here from the Black Isle 50 years ago. One day, I'd love to visit her birthplace.
I hope you'll get to. One day.
Leo's pulled at my sleeve under the table to get my attention.
Well, it looks like we've somehow managed to finish all the food. Oh, we should be on our way, right?
Right.
Why do you keep...
He grabbed me by the ear and pulled me to my feet.
See ya! If you three need a place to stay tonight, be sure to come back.
What was that about?
What do you mean, what was that all about? Yeah, they sent me after you. There's no reason they wouldn't send anyone else.
But he was nice. I'm sure telling him.
How many times do I have to tell you? You're too damn trusting. You'll get yourself killed if you act like that.
Why does it matter where we're from?
Do you know how simple it was to find you? How simple it would be if anyone else came here looking for you? You're leaving breadcrumbs that lead right to us.
Guys.
Then let them come. Showing a little bit of trust in someone isn't a bad thing.
Unless you're hiding because you've been exiled and someone's trying to kill you, and telling people exactly who you are and where you're from is going to get you killed. Maybe being a little bit more suspicious is probably, like, a lifesaver.
You're completely oblivious. How old are you, 10? Probably think everything will be alright if you use the power of friendship and trust.
You're a complete
Raen's an
narcissist.
anime
Just
character.
because it's what you think is right doesn't make it so.
Guys, people are staring.
Well, without this narcissist, you'd be dead in the forest by now.
You were hired to kill me. You can't brag about that.
Guys!
The fact that someone was hired to kill you should make you more defensive. God,
Huh?
Raen.
Everyone's watching. Please stop.
Oh, sorry, Fawn.
Is that him?
There were people around, watching us from the corner of their eyes. I thought it was because of the argument, but...
The one with the markings.
Are they talking about you?
Seems like everyone knows about you, Raen.
Well, follow me.
How easy would it be to find you? Leos dragged us out of sight, but within ear range of the gossiping group.
Do you think he's cursed? Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Who knows? How could they know about that? I've kept it covered this whole time.
You haven't, though.
Wait, last night...
Yes.
Maybe I might have rolled up my sleeves. I didn't even think about it.
This is what I was talking about. You're reckless. Okay, there's no hiding that you've been here now. I've never met anyone with such a lack of situational awareness.
But they don't sound like they know anything about it.
They don't have to.
And doesn't stop them from telling anyone who asks.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Forget it. Let's just get out of here.
Right.
We started on our way towards the healer, with a little help from a passerby. Every now and then, someone would look at me strangely. Grumble noises.
It's a nice day today, huh?
Poor Fawn. Oh no.
Whoa!
Hey! Best boy! Another best boy. There's so many best boys.
No, I wasn't watching where I was going. It's my fault.
You're probably right. See ya.
Oh, he's so cute. And his voice is just... his voice is so perfect. His voice actor did such an incredible job with him. And he was gone.
What just happened?
That boy was like a hurricane.
Why am I always bumping into people?
Because you don't watch where you're going.
I do.
Then you wouldn't be bumping into people.
I like that bumping into people is like a running joke between Leos and Raen.
Whatever. It shouldn't be much farther, so let's just keep going.
After a short while of searching, we finally found the healers. A small red and gold tent sat by the side of the road, and a wooden sign leant against the entrance. The way Nikos explained it, we were expecting a hospital, not a stall on the side of the street.
This looks like it.
I went to part the curtain, but Leo stopped me.
You don't need to hold my hand. I'm capable of going in by myself.
I'll look around town with Fawn today then. I should go in with Leos. Go on with all the Leos options. Sorry, Fawn.
Don't be so self-righteous. I feel awful leaving you here when you could be seriously injured. Let's just go get it checked out, alright? You can't really stop me either. If you say no, I'll still come inside with you.
So stubborn.
Oh, yeah, you'd know.
Well, hurry up then.
With that, Leos disappeared into the tent, leaving Fawn and I outside.
I better join him. I don't trust him to behave and do what he's told unless someone's watching. Meet back at the inn later?
Oh, okay.
It shouldn't take too long. I'll see you soon, Fawn.
Yeah.
I feel a little bad leaving him behind, but I doubt he'd want to be cooped up in there anyway. I pushed aside the heavy curtain and followed Leos inside. Just inside the entrance, a young woman sat knelt in front of a large, round dish of water. Her fingers danced over the surface. When she noticed Leos, she looked at him calmly. I quickly caught up with him and listened in on their conversation.
Our healers aren't too busy today. If you wait a moment, I'll see if one can see you.
Sure. I love sitting around. Waiting.
He's so restless. She looked me up and down, before standing and pushing aside another curtain that led further inside. On the way past, she smiled at me kindly. She quietly said a few words through the drapery before approaching the two of us again.
Is this a friend?
Friend? No. Acquaintance at most. Even that's a stretch.
Rude. Maybe he's still mad about earlier.
I see. I spoke to our lead healer, and she'll be free in a moment.
Without a word, Leos turned and sat a distance away from me, giving him the cold shoulder. I followed along behind him, standing as close as I could get away with. Oh, God. Well, this is awkward.
Leos?
What now?
I'm really sorry about before. I didn't mean to upset.
I'm not upset. Okay, I'm annoyed. I just wanted to ask, are you actually stupid? Where on the idiot scale would you put yourself?
What? No.
You could have fooled me.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
Oh God, I love him so much.
And I'm not a very nice person. Stop trying to see something that doesn't exist.
Aww.
Look, I'm
Please, follow me.
I'll have to make sure to apologize properly later. It's not like we got along well in the first place, but fighting like this is pointless. For now, I'll just make sure he's alright. I followed behind Leos hesitantly, waiting for him to tell me to wait there.
Let's just get this over with, and then we can figure out our next steps. I don't want to spend any more time here than absolutely necessary.
Alright.
It's hard to read his thoughts. One moment we're fighting, and the next, he almost looks like he appreciates me being here. Probably my imagination, but when he stares at me like that, I can feel my cheeks heating up. Kind of weird. We silently followed the healer through another thick curtain. Inside, she knelt down and motioned for us to do the same.
It was Leos, right? My name is Oriana, and I lead the other healers here.
Uh-huh. Nice to meet you.
And is this a partner?
Sure, whatever you want. Can you hurry this up?
Leos, please, just be nice. Sorry about him. It's been...
Leos raised his brow at me.
It's been a long few days.
I'll make this as fast as possible then. So, I heard you had a fall a few days ago. A pain in your ankle and slight dreariness, which you assume came from hitting your head?
Leos really is a quick thinker. He must have come up with a fake story on the spot. I suppose telling random people that you lit a house on fire and then it exploded wouldn't be a great idea. He didn't light the fire!
That's what I said, right? The headaches and the dreariness are gone now.
That's good news. If you hit your head, I'd be worried if you were still dizzy.
She pulled out various herbal concoctions and handed them to Leos to drink. Without complaint, he took one after another. Whoa, okay, just feeding him some drugs. She checked his temperature and eyes and rubbed various ointments around his head and throat. The healers here are very different to Aurelia Cavella's by the looks of it.
I'm happy with your condition. Your temperature seems normal, and your eyes don't have any cloudiness to them. I don't think you have anything to be worried about. I'll quickly have a feel of your ankle just to be sure. Put your leg out. Tell me if anything hurts.
Leos put his leg out and removed his boot as he was told. Oriana gently touched his ankles, comparing them to each other. Leo's face kept screwing up in pain, but not enough for her to notice. I noticed, though. I watched his face closely. I think he's trying to keep it a secret. Why? Why come to a healer just to be like that?
I think it was there.
I pointed at the spot that kept making Leos flinch to her. Leos, well, he looked a little surprised for a moment, but quickly turned his face away from me. Is he embarrassed?
Just here.
I quickly poked his ankle and he sucked in a breath.
It hurts, right?
No.
Can you stop being so stubborn for just 1 minute? You might think otherwise, but I'm not an idiot. I can see the look on your face. Even if you don't want to admit it, it needs to be checked out. Since you won't help yourself, I'm going to do it for you. And no, you can't stop me. So...
I turned back towards Oriana.
Please, just check his ankle and we'll be out of your hair.
You're very lucky to have this boy, you know.
Yeah. Lucky me.
He took the rest of his visit seriously, answering questions properly and generally being helpful. It only took a few minutes and Leos was lacing his boot back up.
You got lucky this time. It looks like it's just a strain, so try to rest as much as you can. It shouldn't take long to heal, but don't put too much pressure on it.
She stood up and parted the curtains for us.
It was nice to meet the two of you. I don't expect you'll need to come back in, and the first appraisal is free. Good luck with the healing.
Thank you, miss.
You're very welcome. You look after him and make sure he rests that foot up for me.
Of course I will.
Look, this is nice and all, but can we leave already?
He's like a child sometimes.
All right. Goodbye, and thanks again.
As we left the tent, Leos nudged my arm. I turned to face him and, glancing between me and the ground, he gently ruffled my hair. Aww!
Hey, thanks, but don't ever do that again.
What?
Patches of pink spread across his cheeks. It's not the first time I've seen him act slightly strange, but it's definitely the most shocking.
I didn't do anything special. I just wanted to make sure that you take care of yourself. It's easy to forget yourself when you're busy looking after other people.
I'm not looking after you.
You are.
You kind of are. You don't have to sound so offended, though.
No, I mean...
Words.
I don't mind,
Oh, he's all frazzled.
You don't mind?
Just stop pushing your luck, okay? I won't always be around to protect you.
Why? Where are you going?
I don't mean now, idiot, later.
Oh. Obviously he won't be around forever. This was only a short-time arrangement. Still, it hurts a little. I know we didn't have the best introduction, but he's defended me more than once already. I don't expect him to be around me forever though, right? That'd be silly. So, why is it a little painful?
It does still hurt, right?
I pointed at his ankle.
A little. I didn't think you'd notice.
I'm always watching your face, so I could tell right away. Try to take it easy, okay?
I'm always watching your face.
And, really, I'm sorry for earlier.
He stared into my eyes. For once, I couldn't even see a trace of his usual smugness.
We should, head back, I think.
Yeah.
Awkwardly, he still had his hand on the top of his head. He removed the hand from the top of my head. Once he wasn't looking, I felt at the spot where he was touching only a moment before. It felt warm. It didn't take long for the two of us to reach the inn, where we found Fawn sitting alone at a table. The rest of the room was empty. Oh, whoops. The background in this game was so nice. As we approached, he turned to us and smiled.
Did it go okay?
No. I'm dying. Houseboy, I need you to take care of my kids.
What?
Don't be an idiot. He's fine. He just has to take it easy for a couple days. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. You ruined my fun, though.
Oh, he's such an asshole. I love him so much. Leo's pulled out a chair and sat down with Fawn. I guess I'll do the same then. Nikos was nowhere in sight, so the three of us sat alone in the inn. Outside, a few people bustled around, the sun still high in the sky.
So, what do we do from here on out? What can we do?
What do we even have to do? We might as well make ourselves comfortable here for a while. We don't have anywhere else to go. Honestly, what do you even mean by we? I only came with you because I had to. I see no reason to stick around.
I guess so. But you can't just run off alone. Where would you even go?
Wouldn't it be rude if we just kept staying here, though?
We can't rely on Nico's good nature forever.
And what do you suggest?
I don't know.
Then why bother opening your mouth?
Sorry.
He's so quick-triggered.
For now.
Kaz? Is that you?
Cass. The door to the tavern opened with a creak.
Huh? Sorry, I think you've...
Caspian! It is you!
Wait, what?
You haven't aged a day! How long's it been?
I looked up from where I was sitting. An older man was standing by our table, looking into my face eagerly. That name, where have I've heard it before. Oh my god, what? He just called you Caspian! What? I've heard that name before. Raen! Oh my god. That's it!
It has. How long would you say it's been, really?
Fawn and Leo's flashed me a confused look, but I ignored them. If this is what I think it is...
Well, it's been a good 18 or 19 years, surely.
This voice is really familiar! Who? Oh, I feel like I've heard this voice everywhere. Who is it?
What brings you back through these parts?
Oh, you know, just a bit of travel. Say, you remember that last time we met? My memory must be giving out on me. Whereabouts was I headed again?
You're still the same old guy after all. You were on your way to Oxaber, right?
This guy's got a really, steel trap memory to remember that some random guy he met 18 years ago was going to Oxaber. That voice, though.
Of course.
I know I've heard it in something big. Oh.
Anyway, it was great seeing you again. We should catch up sometime, if you'll be around these parts.
Oh, sure. I'll be around town, so drop by again sometime.
The old man turned and left, and silence filled the room.
What just happened?
Caspian.
This is it.
I pulled the book out from my clothes and set it down on the table for everyone to see.
He could still be alive.
What are you talking about? Slow down and explain yourself.
I mentioned it a few days ago, but I never thought to show you the actual book. When I was in the Speaker's archive, I found so many books. I didn't think about it until now, but one was called Sid Kaem. Fawn, you said that's a city out here, right? Why would he own a book like that? Everything inside was scribbled out. Does that mean the Speaker does know something about this place? But more importantly, I found this. Look at this. It matches. I can't read it. The page before, though, I can read. It's some kind of bloodline, which I can only assume is the royal family. Or was. It ends in Prince Caspian, dated 37 years ago.
Fawn and Leos leant in closer to look at the book and listen to my ramblings.
I thought that he must be dead because of what Leos told me before. And I was disappointed because it was my only lead. But if he was seen here 18 or 19 years ago, he could still be alive.
But he's from Aurelia Cavella too. How would he know to come here?
Maybe we weren't the first to leave. Before, you told me that he was assumed dead. Could it be possible that he lived and escaped instead? And came here? The first town outside of the forest?
But they told me, it could be possible, yes. I didn't see his body.
Didn't see his body?
But why did he mistake you for him?
I don't know.
He hasn't been seen in 18 years. Raen is an orphan. Raen looks exactly like him. There's got to be a connection.
What's Leos's connection to it, though? He didn't see a body. What? Royal family died. But he didn't see a body.
We could look similar,
What
but
is
I'm
your
not sure.
story,
He
Redman?
could also just be a delirious old man.
I thought on it for a moment. But even if I did look like him, no one ever told me at home. Yeah, but no one talks about him either.
Caspian. He might know something about these markings. I have to find him. But I won't force you two to come with me. I couldn't. We've already done so much together. It was a real journey.
I'm coming with you.
Me too.
What? I just said...
I've spent enough time around you to know you'll easily get yourself killed if you go by yourself. Unfortunately, I owe you one.
And I just want to come with you. I don't want to stay here alone.
Guys, thank you so much.
You can thank me later when I save you from Flower Boy cooking you up for dinner.
What? I don't eat people.
Oh, of course not.
Such a shit stirrer. He turned his eyes back to me.
The real question is, why didn't you tell me about this before? Do you think keeping secrets will help you find him?
A minute ago, you were telling me I'm too trusting.
And it's not like he knows everything yet. That strange thing that happened with Fawn.
I've heard of Oxabur. It's pretty far from here. A few days' walk at least.
How are we meant to get there if walking isn't an option then, huh?
Maybe you could hitch a ride on a wagon? Whoops! Didn't mean to scare you.
Oh, for the love of... Yes, you did mean to scare them.
Where do you keep popping up from?
I heard you talking about Oxabur just now, so I thought I'd give you a suggestion. Traders from Oxabur regularly bring their, goods to sell at the local markets.
That was a
and
weird
back
way to
alleys.
say that. Goods. What are they selling?
And they return with empty wagons. I'm sure if you ask nicely enough, one will let you hitch a ride.
That's a great idea. But what do you mean, in back alleys?
Oxabur is known for its... well, it's glass. High quality, tough stuff. So they have a lot of... questionable goods. You'll find out when you get there, I'm sure.
You'll find out?
I see.
What are they selling?
Where can we find them then?
If you head north, towards the outskirts of the town is our major stables. They usually park their carts up there. I'm sure if you ask around, you'll find someone heading to Oxabur.
Then that's where we're headed.
And take this. It's only a measly sum, but you earned it last night.
He handed over a small, jingly sack.
I'll look after that. I don't trust you not to get robbed. Again.
Just met and already robbed. Nice. Leos plucked the bag out of my hands. Probably for the best.
Nikos, Thank you. I don't know how, but I'll definitely repay you for this.
Sure. Come by someday and perform for me again.
Of course.
We said our final goodbyes to Nikos. I hope the day comes when I can repay him for this.
So, we're gonna go from driver to driver, one at a time, and ask if they'll let 3 guys sit in the back.
I guess so.
Guess so?
The worst they can do is say no.
I don't trust you not to run your mouth again. Let me do the talking.
Outside it was cooling down as the sun started to set over the horizon. Birds jumped from branch to branch of the nearby trees and sung a beautiful song. And for this installment, that is where we'll leave it. We'll pick up with them trying to find a ride. See you next one.